Okay, you are welcome back to our Dhamma talk. We're going to learn today a very interesting sutta called, in Sinhala translation of the Pali text, it is called Amataputtikabhaya Sutta. In English translation, it is called Perils. Perils. This sutta comes from the Anguttara Nikaya. You know Anguttara Nikaya, right? It's called Numeral Discourses of the Buddha, the numbered discourses. In that Nikaya have 11 Nikayas, 11 Nikayas, 11 books. This sutta comes from the third book, book of three. So, in this sutta explaining mm, something interesting thing we have to know, and Buddha says there are monks. There are three things. The ordinary people speak about perils, right? Ordinary people like all people in the world who's not enlightened, who's not awakening, right? They are called ordinary people. Asutava putujjano. In Pali term, it is called Asutava putujjano. Asutava means not heard. He doesn't have heard. He doesn't have heard what? What he does not have heard. He does not have heard a teaching what is making awakening or enlightened. That's called Asutava. Never practiced. The teaching, what is make enlightened and awakening, let rise wisdom, develop wisdom. Those kind of people never practice about wisdom, never have practice about vipassana, insight, never have thought about impermanent, about unsatisfactoriness, never have think about the, the, the reality and true nature of the things, and they says these kind of things are perils. What are these kind of things? Okay. Then in these terms are very important to get to know. Asuto aputujjano. Unlearned, unheard, uninstructed, ordinary person. But you are not ordinary person. Why? Why not? You are ordinary person too. We are ordinary person too. But asutva, you are not asutva. You already heard it. You already know it. You already have meditate on it. Now you know everything is impermanent, right? You know already. Everything is impermanent, subject to change, get sick, get broke, will break, and will disappear, and will die, right? You know about that. You know already. Then you have heard. You are Sutavarya Savako. You are the Sutavarya Savako. What's that mean? You are the disciple. You are the disciple. Arya Savaka means who is practiced to be enlightened, who is practiced to be awakening. That is called Arya Savaka. You are Arya Savaka. I am Arya Savaka. Who's practicing this kind of meditation, who's learning these kind of teachings, and they call Sutava Arya Savaku, learned practitioner, who never learned this kind of teaching, who never practiced this kind of meditation, they call Asutava Arya Savaku. So this is not talking about you, okay? And those kind of Asutava Arya Savaku, unlearned ordinary people says, uh, this is the first thing. There is a time will happen, a huge fire. It is called great fire, flares up, flares up. The flames of the fire is arise, huge, huge fire. In Bante Buddhist translation called, I forget that word. So that's that's the start to burn everywhere. This is in the sutta is called, it burns all the villages. It's burn out all the towns. It's burn out all the cities. Now you can imagine how big is that fire, right? There's a time will happen. Is everything going to burn out by that huge fire? So what people do, and they start to run away, try to escape, try to escape. They run everywhere, every side. Then mother run this side, the father run this side, the children run this side. They all run away everywhere. And then mother lose her child, father lose her child, right? Brothers lose their sisters, and brothers they lose each other because to escape, to get secure, to be secure, they run away, run out. No, they escape. So then mothers lose will lose their children. This is the first peril. This is called the peril. Mothers lose their children when that huge fire happened. You see, this is the fire burn all the villages, all the towns, and all the cities, right? There are no anything remain. It's going to burn out everything. Then they escape, they run away. So then they lose each other. This is the first peril. And Nasuto Aputujano, the unlearned ordinary person says. The second one, there's a time will happen in future or someday, one day, huge, huge rain, huge rain, storm. The huge storm gathered, then start to rain and start to flood. Huge flood is now going to happen. Sometimes we get here alert on our phone when they start to rain. Your area going to get flood. Be safe, right? We get that kind of alert. So this kind of flood is the very, very dangerous, uh, destructive, um, fearful, dreadful, terrible, heavy rain and make All villages swept away. All towns swept away. All cities swept away. It's a huge rain. So when this happens, mothers will lose their children, right? Mothers lose their children because they escape everywhere. They run away everywhere. So that huge rain and water flood, it destroy all the villages, towns, and cities. Then people escape, and parents lose their children. Children lose their parents. This is the second peril. The third peril. The third peril is um, wild savages. Wild savages. Wild savages means who is hiding in the village, the wild, the bandits. They come into the villages and they kill all the people, and they rob the village, towns, and cities. They come with weapons. In the old age, they came with swords, right? Now they come with guns. I saw online when that pandemic happened last years, 2 years ago. Something happened in New York City. They broke shops, right? What's that called? Looting, looting. They start to loot. So in the ancient time, you have seen in the movies, right? Some bandits come from the horses and they kill the villagers, and these villagers start to run away, and the parents lose their children. Children lose their parents. So they have no mercy. They burn out houses, houses, and loot everything. Robbed everything. So when this happened, the mothers lose their children. These are the three things unlearned, unpracticed, ordinary person says, Amataputtikabhaya, the perils of mothers losing their kid. That's the fear, right? In this sutta called mother losing son, literally, mother losing son. Why it is like that? Because this very strong bond with the mothers and sons, right? So the same thing, parents losing children, brothers losing their brothers, and sisters losing the sisters and brothers losing each other, husband lose wife, wife lose husband, right? Then we lose each other. This is the strong of the meaning is mother lose child, son. So this has happened. This is the ordinary person says these three things when happen. This is the peril. Then Buddha says, but who the reality is in this case, the mother is not lose the child forever in her life, and they run away some other places, and they will meet later, right? When the fire ceased and they all get together. When the flood is gone, then they get together. when the bandits go back and they get together. If they're not killed or died because of that, and they get together again. But the ordinary people says this is the perils, and Buddha says this is not exactly mother losing her child, and they get together, reunited after that sees the terrible situation. And Buddha says there are another three things called Samataputtikabhaya. When this fire happened and they run different area, different directions, and but they later they get together, and this is the first peril. When that flood happens, the all heavy storms get together and start rain, huge flood, and swept away all the village, towns, and cities, and they escape some places and run some directions, and after that cease, and they get together, they will reunite. But this is the second peril, the same thing. When the bandits come into the village and destroy everything and they escape and they later they will get together, and this is the third peril, but mother never don't doesn't lose the child. This is called Samata Puttika, mother will get back her child, but the ordinary people says the mother lose the child in these situations. And but Buddha explaining there are another three things the mother exactly going to lose child. Definitely will lose the child. What's that three? Jara Bhaya, the peril of old age, peril of old age, peril of illness, sickness, and peril of death. Okay. If you have any question, let me know. Okay. Don't talk yourself. Just let me know. Then Buddha says, in this case, the mother getting old. But son cannot say, my mother may not be old. I be old. I may be old. I may be grow old, but my mother not may grow old. Do you think it's possible to say that? It is not possible to say. Then mother see her child growing old. I think mother especially would love when son growing young, right? When they're growing young, his mother is very happy about that. Oh, my son is big now, he's growing, he's growing. And this child growing now is 15, is 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70. Then mother see his hair's getting gray, teeth getting loose, eyes getting weak, not a, vision is clear, he even cannot hear. Then mother wish, may my son not grow old. May I grow old, but my son not grow old. Mother make a wish. Do you think it is possible? It is not possible, right? Mother can't make a wish. Mother growing old and son growing old and we all growing old. This is the real peril we are facing. This is the reality and true nature. So we all face into this reality and true nature. No one can make a wish we not grow old. Then sometimes son gets sick. Mother would make a wish, my son be healthy. May he not get sick. May I get sick instead of him. Right? Mother would say, my son not get sick, I may get sick. But that is never going to happen. When mother gets sick, then son says or child says, my mother be okay, my mother never gets sick, I may get sick. But it's never going to happen. That wish is never going to happen. Right? Mother will get sick and son will get sick and we all get sick. And this is the reality and true nature. Then mother watching, son is dying, child is dying. Then mother make a wish, my son live, may my son live. I could die. May I die. I may die, but not my son. Do you think that wish is going to be happen? It's never going to be happen. Then son or children watching, mother dying, mother dying. Then child or children say, my mother live, I may die, not my mother. That wish is also not going to happen. Why it is not going to happen? That's the reality, right? We are facing. You see, we have to open our mind to this reality. This is happening. It's not supposed to be pleasant, but we all face into this reality because everything in this world is subject to grow, subject to get sick or break, death or disappear. So it is happening. That's why, and Buddha said the solution for this. If you want to avoid that old age, if you want to avoid that illness, if you want to avoid that death, and we have to there's a solution for that, to avoid that. What's the solution? Anyone? What's the solution for avoid that old age, illness and death? Not to be born. That's right. That's good answer. What else? No idea? You have idea already. There are many solutions not to be born, right? Awakening, enlightened, be enlightened, right? Attain to Nibbana, or get rid of the craving, ill will, and ignorance, right? Attachments. Until we have attachment, we will born again and again, again and again. When we born again and again and again and again, then we face again and again the old age, and we will face to again and again to illness, and we will face to again and again death or disappearance. So Buddha gave a solution for that. That's the way, the path to end of these perils is the practice Eight Noble Path. Eight Noble Path, you know Eight Noble Path, right? Anyone remember the Eight Noble Path? Just let me hear it. What are the Eight Noble Paths? It's the right view, right intention, right speech, right livelihood, right effort, right mindfulness, and right concentration. Right? These are the Eight Noble Paths. So, by practicing this Eight Noble Path, and we will be awakening. So, once the Kosala, King Kosala came to see Buddha, and Buddha asked, "Where are you come from, King?" He said, "Yes, sir, I went to some duties with other kings who are ruling some states. So, they, those old kings are very pride themselves. They got the authority to control the area. They invading other states and they make bigger their country. So they are pride themselves and they indulge with pleasure. So I went to do some duties with them. Then I came. Then Buddha said, "Okay, King, great King, what do you think about you are very trust person of you? Very trust person of you is come from the east." And he says, "O great king, there's a mountain, huge rock. It's huge to the clouds, huge to the clouds. It's keep coming, rolling and rolling, it smashing all the trees, houses, all the animals and all the humans and killing, destroying everything and keep rolling to this city. There are nothing remain anything because it's huge, huge to the clouds. The mountain is coming rolling, destroying everything. There are nothing remain anything. So there's you another trust person is come from the west, and he said the same thing. There's a huge mountain is come from that side, from the west, and destroying everything. The great king, do what you're supposed to do now. You not stay longer. We're not able to stay longer, and we all going to die because there's a huge mountain is destroying everything. And another trust, very trust person of the king is come from the south, and he said the same thing. Great king, there's a huge mountain is rolling to this side, to here, it's destroying everything. There are no more time. Do what you're supposed to do. And the other trust person come from the north and say the same thing. Great king, there's a huge mountain high to clouds and rolling to here. It's destroying everything. We not stay longer. Do what you want to do. Then Buddha's question, great king, now what you do? What you do is that happen. Run away? Run to where? That come from the east, west, north and south, right? Run up. There are no way to run. You're gonna die. What you do? That's what Buddha's question of the king. What you do? What you do? No answer. No idea. Okay. What the king said? King said, "Dear sir, now I don't live longer. This is the end. So I think I could do all the meritorious things now. What I can do now, I do punya kriya, the meritorious karma, good karma, dhammacharya. I just practice dhamma. I meditate. I meditate on impermanent. Meditate on reality, true nature of destruction. This is the reality. And Buddha mentioned in the other sutta about destruction. I will let you know. So the great king said, "Sir, I do whatever is meritorious karma, punya kriya. I just do before that huge mountain reach here, whatever punya kriya I can do, good things, I do good things. I practice Dhamma, kusala karma, wholesome karma. I do all the good things now before I die." That's the answer of the king, right? What's your answer? Can you have something do else? Do you think you could do anything else? You have to do the same thing. Punya kriya, good karma, kusala karma, wholesome karma, and practice Dhamma, Dhammacharya, practice Dhamma, meditating on impermanent and disappearance in destructions. And Buddha said in this sutta, those all other kings who has infatuated with pleasure, right? The kings are very infatuated with the pleasure, indulge with the pleasure. So they hate each other, kill each other, invade. They invading other states, other countries. So they kill each other, hate each other, argue each other, and those all kings because they have a lot of money. They have a lot of money, and the the king Kosala said, "Dear sir, those all king have the elephants, the fight with elephants on the elephants. Elephants fight for them, right? Um, and they also have the what's that called? They have an army with horses, right? Army with the horses, and they has army with the soldiers who is walking, right? And they has the army with the vehicles, ratha vehicles, and they fight by going vehicles. And nowadays we don't have elephants army, right? The president of the countries they have elephants in the zoo, so mostly, and in the forest. They don't use now elephant for fight. So in those days they used. Nowadays I have seen some the policemen use horses do security on the city. So in those days there's the horses army and the vehicles army. Nowadays we have the Air Force and Marine, and the soldiers is going on foot and fight, shoot, uh, yeah, infantry. So they nowadays Then King Kosala says those kings has this kind of so the soldiers, but when they grow in old, that elephant's army cannot save the kings. Horses army cannot save the kings, right? Vehicles army cannot save the kings. Do you think they can? They cannot save king, right? So even nowadays, all the president in the world, they have a lot of power. They have a huge air force, right? Huge air force. They have a huge marine and infantry, right? And when they grow old, do you think those all powerful armies can save him? When they get sick, those all powerful armies can save them? No. When they die, those all powerful armies cannot do anything. And Buddha says in the Sutta, the king says there are some uh, ministers, who deal the negotiate, who do negotiate, and going to the opposite side and talk with them. Sometimes they take one by one to this side, make some this co make them divided at the power of those other country kings, because they get the different ministers by negotiation. So those all negotiated cannot save the kings who is going growing old and get sick and die. And then the king says, in their treasurers filled has have filled with gems or golds and with a lot of money. So those all treasuries, wealth cannot save the king who is growing old and gets sick and dying. Right? The same thing to you. It's not anything. Your power you use cannot save you. Maybe you have such a power with a lot of money. Maybe you have guns. Don't bring here. Yeah, keep it. Yeah, keep it in your home when you come here. So you may keep the gun, and your guns can save you when you grow in old and get sick and die. Right? Maybe you have a lot of vehicles, a lot of gems and golds. Right? You have golds and gems, maybe diamonds. Right? Maybe some money you are keeping and protecting. That money cannot save you when you grow in old and when you get sick, when you get die, when you die. Nothing can save anything. So what will save you? The meritorious karma you have done, your punya kriya dhammacharya will save you. Your practice of dhamma save you, help you, support you, comes with you. Nothing, anything will come with you. Right? Okay, this is the one of Sutta. And there's a very interesting some other Sutta. Buddha explained. And there's a Sutta called things that cannot be have with us always. It's called Alabha Niyatthana Sutta. In this Sutta, Buddha said the same thing. We cannot able to have keep with us always. The same thing, growing old or getting sick and dying. Mm, this is not possible to have forever. So, and in the another sutta, Buddha said the subject for regular reviewing, practicing, considering, thinking. There are something to we supposed always to think. It is called Jara Dhammomi Jarang Anatitoti Abhinnam Pachavekitabam. Ityava Purusenava Ghatenava Pabajitenava. Even a householder, men or women, monks or nun, the old people supposed to think, I am subject to growing old. Have to think always. Meditate on it. I am subject to growing old. You don't think I may grow old. We don't say that. Right? I also want to, may I stay young. Right? We don't say, may I grow old. We don't say that. But we meditate. It, growing is it's nature. It's reality. Then when you grow old, you're strong. You're strong already because you know it. So when you get sick, some people disappointed, beating breast, oh what happened to me, and crying, sorrow, lament, because they got sick. Why they sorrow and lament and beat into breast uh, and crying? Because they did not accept illness is the nature and reality. It has happened. When it happened, okay, be patient. Go to medicine, get medicine. Try to get recover. And don't regret. It has happened to everything, everyone, right? So when you get phone, it got break, you're going to fix it. Your vehicle get trouble, right? Then you go to fix it. So something happened in your house, you get repair. So right? It's nothing to cry. So when you get sick, same thing. Go to doctor, that's all. Don't regret. Okay? So be strong. And these are the reality and true nature we have to meditate always. And disappearance or death is the same. We meditate, it is we are the nature of it. So another thing is we get separate from loved ones, and Buddha said we have to meditate. We are subject to separate from the loved ones. So whatever we do, good and bad, karma, and I'm the owner. I owe to it the karma I have done. This karma is always with me. It's my heritage. It's my. Uh, it's always with me. So Buddha asks us to meditate on these things so you be better. You do good, you practice, and you understand, realize, and your attachment, craving, hate, those all unwholesome things is fading away. So you will reach happiness and peace by meditating on this. So, what do you have any question before we end the session? Hmm? You're good?
Bante,
Hmm.
this actually this is saying regarding all these things that you are losing your children and you're getting sick and everything. Similar to for the it's an example like old age, sickness, and death. Is it the one that this explaining that you are losing child and child is losing you? That's where I don't get what is what the Buddha's trying to tell us. What is that? Is this for we are getting old and get sick and dead? Is it? It's example for those things, but I couldn't get it properly. This was Buddha's trying to say that, all the robbers come and kill, or the some fire comes and killing get you are losing your child, and one day you will find. I couldn't get it properly, Bante. What is trying to say?
Yes, this sutta explaining
Yeah, yeah,
okay, I understand your question. The ordinary people means the people who's not realized and understand it properly, and they
yeah,
says with these disasters happen, mothers lose their kids, right? This is what the ordinary
yeah,
people says, and
yeah,
Buddha says sometimes the mothers really lose their kids, but sometimes they will meet and reunite again when these things happen. But this
yeah.
is the Buddha pointed out this is not the real peril. Real disaster is not this. Real disaster is the growing old, getting sick
Old,
and dying.
sick, die. Yeah.
This is the
What's that like that? I see. That's what I thought. But that's what Buddha's trying to say. Uh, can't get you can't get rid of all these three things. What's happening to you? So you have to think about it. One day you are going to be sick, or one day you are definitely not one day. If one day you are going to die, definitely you're going to die. So that means these are the things that he says you are losing, or finding a mother or robbers come and taking your things away. That sort of thing is try to explain what
right.
you are
I
going
think
to face,
eh,
what you are going to face for your life. He said one Buddha trying to explain to us these things are you can't avoid in your life. You have to face all these things, and before that, uh, because of that, you it's not shouldn't to stop those things happen to you. Whenever every time you born, you have to face for all these things. So stop that, and you have to follow the Dhamma and get rid of all the lust and all those things. Is that what the Buddha is trying to say, Bhante?
yes, yes, it is. Yes,
Yeah. Ante, is it possible to say that all of the things that the Buddha mentions, the separation of mother and child, etc., that these are not the disasters, these are not the problems, because this is what life in samsara is. But the disaster, or the thing that we want to avoid, is attachment. So therefore, the disaster comes from attaching to these things. And if we stop attaching, that is to say, if we just let go of what we can't control, right? Because that's samsara, then we can move toward nibbana. And not moving toward nibbana is the tragedy. I think that's the bad thing. So we try to experience these things: sickness, old age, death, equanimously, with equanimity. I think maybe there's something to it there. Don't get attached to all of the things that are going to happen to you anyway. I mean, sometimes you're going to lose your child, and sometimes you're going to be united with your child. But in either case, you're going to eventually be separated. So don't be concerned, because it's inevitable. What do you think?
yeah. Yeah, I think
Mhm.
this the, the teachings of the Buddha. So in some other suttas, the same thing. Buddha
Mhm.
going to explain us, and
Mhm.
the solution for this all kind of troubles. We get some kind of temporary solution for these kind of
Mhm.
things. Uh,
Yeah.
this Buddha giving the the solution for get rid of this all problems.
Mhm. Yeah, it's like the mountains, right?
Yeah,
The mountain is coming at you from east, west, north, and south. And when I listen to that sutta, when I listen to the telling of that sutta, I think, oh, this is an unusual event. Mountains coming at me from all sides, right? But the mountain is no more, these four mountains are no more than symbols of what life is. We are constantly being bombarded, we're constantly being tackled and pushed around by mountains all the time, right?
yeah,
That's our lives. That's what life is.
yeah.
But what,
Nowadays we are experiencing the kind of war things. Uh, we know this the wars. These kind of
yeah,
this we don't know what happened next. So
no,
this kind of anything is be possible. This kind of wars has never happened the first time. It's happened in all the history, right? You know, in the
yeah,
beginning of the human beings, they fought each other, country each other, kill each other, centuries of centuries they killed. Until now, even today, we are killing. We faced World War One, two, and now
yeah,
maybe the third could be next. We don't know. Maybe even in the
mm,
future, even could be very worst and dangerous things happen. We are all facing to this kind of tragedy. So
yeah.
the whenever wherever we are, we face these kind of
It
tragedies again
makes
and
me,
again.
Bante,
Yeah.
my bigger fear right now, I'm thinking I'm going to sell the house and I want to go live in Thailand.
mm,
And my daughter lives not far from me. I call her, she never pick up. She came here, pick up the mail, and she left. So I say to myself, I'm completely all by myself here. I didn't get to give food to the monk over here. I don't see monk army over here. In Thailand, I can, do everything, give food to the monk every morning. That's how I did before. But here I'm completely alone. I feel like I want to leave.
yeah,
What do you think I should do? And I ask myself, what if I miss her? But then I have to put Buddha words in my head if I start to miss her. Like I say, Buddha said, "It's nothing is yours." Okay, but easy said than done.
yeah,
So
Yeah,
I don't know.
yeah. If you're happy with your daughter, go to her. If she's so, if you're happy with her, if you're there and you go there.
She
mm,
lived with her friend. She lived with her friend here in America.
She's
She didn't
living
even
here.
pick up my phone call, Bante. So I feel like, so what? Who cares? Just let her be alone.
mm,
Because, maybe one day she will come to me in Thailand.
mm,
If you go to the
Who knows?
Thailand, this happens. The same thing will happen over there.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, you're right. But then it's up to me, right, to make a
Yeah,
decision.
yeah,
I'm very sad right now. I had the realtor woman come here 3 times to make the paper, and I can't even make decision yet. Now today, I think I'm almost very very firm that I wanna let this house go and just go do what I have to do in Thailand.
you know, choices that we have, right?
Yeah,
In samsara, we are faced with duality. This is duality.
I'm all by myself here. My friend live far away, and
You know,
it doesn't make sense at all that I'm here for what? I wasting my time every day. I say to myself,
yeah. We are very sorry to hear that, but you okay? You'll be okay. You'll be okay. You got a lot of friends here now on our group.
two, I
So
got two, but they're all busy. So Like
Oh,
I say in America.
yeah, America, everybody is busy. So,
Yes.
so you
That's
think you
true.
can, Thailand is you will be okay there?
Yeah, I had a friend, she's always involved with the Buddha, monks and everywhere. She go everywhere. I give her every month some money to make donate for me, contribute. She says she keep morning food to the monk every day. She said, yeah, I'll help you. I said,
Then go first there and just try it, and then come back. If you're satisfied there, then you can go.
I don't want to see the airplane so long, over 20 hours.
Well,
I feel like if I go, I don't want to sit the plane
the
again.
price you pay. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a pain to be in
I
airplane.
know.
Sorry.
Yeah, it's a long journey.
Yeah, I have my own land over there. I don't have to pay tax here. I pay like almost 5,000 a year.
You know,
Over there, I don't have to pay. It's not too much hassle. Here,
Where-
too much hassle.
where do you think your practice would be stronger in
Over
Thailand?
there, over there.
Mhm.
Yes, a lot of mountains everywhere where I can go. I can be. But
Who else
yeah,
think
it's like
with you in Thailand of you?
I will be by myself there. But my friend, she's a Buddhism person, so I think she said, "Come here, I'll take care of you." She said. If you sick, I'll take care of you. But of course, you cannot depend on no one, right?
That's true.
Mm-hmm.
We never know.
Yeah, things
But
change, right? Like Bante said, subject always change.
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
Even pain and suffering will change.
Yeah, and I get sick.
So change your attachment, and then you just try to learn to yourself, to practice, learn yourself.
Well, the bigger problem is Michael. Oh,
Mm.
the number one negativity, that's what he's giving me every day. And this is what I don't want to be. I'm sorry. This is a personal, but I have to tell you today because I haven't talked to you. So this is the big thing. He lives his mother most of the time. I'm always by alone here by myself.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah,
I have to make a decision somehow.
yeah. That's a big decision. We're constantly making decisions, big ones and little ones. And
Give me a different level.
Yeah, be patient. I think she will be back. She will come back to you very soon. Very soon. Just wait and be patient, okay?
Okay, I'll try.
Yeah, you got us. You got us. We have we meet yeah every week. Just meditate, practice. So
Yeah, it's hard, very hard.
yeah, I know.
Before I'm like this. When sit meditate every time, I'm like immediately
yeah,
works. Now like over
yeah.
mine, it's like
The Eightfold Noble Path.
yeah.
Mm.
Okay, let me transfer marriage to the departed ones, and I wish you be okay and
Thank
enjoy,
you.
happy, be happy, okay? Be
Pray
happy.
for me, please.
Yeah, do it. Sure, 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 sure. We will
Okay,
do.
thank you.
We all do.
Thank you.
We all do
Yes,
for you. You will be okay. So
Thank
let's
you.
transfer merits to the departed ones and to the ghosts and to the gods. May they all share these merits and be go to good destination by the power of these merits, by the blessings of the Buddha, Dhamma, and Sangha. Especially you, you've been. You be okay. Be happy. You may have
Thank you.
peace, happiness, contentment, and enjoy yourself. Learn Dhamma, practice and study, and we all alone in this world, we all alone in this samsara. We come and we are going, we are coming and going. So we all have our own karma. So focus your own study and practice. So you have us, we always with you. So
Thank you.
may the blessings of Buddha, Dhamma, and Sangha be with you. May you all be happy, healthy, and live long, happily, peacefully. May we all be able to free from suffering and attain to the enlightenment. Akasatta Chubummatta Deva Naga Mahidika Punyantang Anumoditva Chirang Rakkantu Sasanang Chirang rakkantu desanang chirang rakkantu mamparang sabbhitiyo vivajjantu sabbarogo vinasatu mate bhavatmantarayo sukhi digayuko bhavatu sabba mangalang rakkantu sabba devata sabba buddhanubhavena sabba dhammanubhavena sabba sanghanubhavena sada sutti bhavantu te. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.
Bhante, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bante.
Thank you.
Shilvan Sarnai, Shilvan Sarnai Bante, Shilvan Sarnai.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you to everybody. Thank you.
Thank you, everybody. Bless everybody.
Thank you.
Michael,
Yes, Bhante.
so I'm happy you are here with us. Thank you so much. And Ali looks good now. Very healthy.
I'm a
So
little better, yeah.
better. Just drink more
Liquid.
Yeah.